Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to discuss one of the core topics when we work on the routes and URLs and we set the path. So that is difference the absolute and relative path while using the routers in React.js. Guys, if you are familiar with this topic, that's great. But if you are not, I'm going to share you with little bit examples here so that you can have understanding of this great topic. So before starting to this, if you have not subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe to my channel. My channel name is Aamir, and I've covered almost all the topics of the React.js in detail. There are a lot of videos around here, so you can subscribe to my channel and learn as much as you can and share with your friends and on all the social media as well as you can download the source code here. I will share this link in the descriptions. So what is actually relative and absolute path? If you know, you can write in the comments. If you do not know, if you're learning first time, if you learn this topic, you can share in the comments how helpful this topic was. So guys, absolute path and relative path is that when we are using links or we define path or routes, there are two types of path actually. That one is absolute and the second one is relative. So if you are familiar with the nested routes, like we covered an example in the previous videos, if you are familiar with the nested routes, you can easily understand this absolute and relative parts concepts. But if you're not, don't worry, I'm going to explain you in this video. So let's go in the code. Okay, so when we pass forward slashes in the path, that is actually the absolute path, not the relative path. Like this here, you can see here. I have not passed here. Okay, like here you can see this is actually the absolute path. So absolute path means that it will actually take us to this specific path. So now let's take an example of this. I will go on the products and I will click to product 2. So you can see here product slash product 2. It is a nested URL first of all. So now if I go on the product detail products here, here you can see I pass you after a domain name you need to go on the product and then on the product 2. But if I remove this, now this is not any more absolute path. That means that it will consider that whatever the current page it is, from that it will go to this product slash product 2. So if I go here on the product, if I click again on here, now we are on the products page, so it will take us to this page. You can see here. This is actually the relative path. In relative path we actually uh, do not pass the complete path. We actually pass only the current path, and from the current page it will actually concatenate the current our path. Like let's suppose like this. Uh, Let me give you an example here. I can say, okay, I will go here and I will tell you in like this. So let's suppose I am at www.abc.com, right, guys? So, and I am on tag page, tag, and I'm tag page and I will say ABC folder. Let's suppose like this. So let's suppose I am here. So if I click on one of the link, if I click on link one, and what it will do if it is relative, in case of relative, what will happen? What will happen when I click here? It is actually going to bind these values with the current open path, right? Like this. Great. But if it is absolute path, then what will happen? Then we need to pass the slash, and we need to tell that after this current, it is going to bind this, or we can say like this. We need to pass this complete path. In absolute path, we need to pass complete path. But in case of relative, it will actually concate with the current path, right? So this is actually the concept of this relative and absolute paths. So now you see here, now if I go again there and if I will show you, if I pass here like this, so I need to remove this because this forward slash, that means that this is absolute path. So now like this, now you will see here, if I go here, I go on the products. Okay, great. Let me just commit that thing also. Okay, great. Now you can see here I am on this page. So this is relative path and this is absolute path. So for absolute path, I have passed after the domain name I said go on products and then one. But in the absolute path, it will start from the con current path and it will concatenate to the current path. So let me go first. I will do this. You can see here after this domain name, it actually concrete to this and we pass the complete path where we need to go. But when we are using the relative paths concept, I will, you can see here from this current path, it only concatenate this path and works as similar as it is. So this is the major difference between the absolute and the relative. In the relative part, we only pass the current part where we need to move, but and it will concatenate to current URL. But in the absolute path, we need to pass the complete part where we actually need to go. So this is the difference between the absolute and relative. I hope this video is really helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon and share these videos with your friends so you can learn more and more React.js. And I hope if you have followed all my videos, I am will give guarantee that you are becoming a React.js expert in very less time. Thank you for liking and giving your comments and don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon. Thank you guys.